Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I am here today with a haul from KAE'S. So I love KAE'S, but I haven't purchased from her in probably a year. And in early March, she was doing a 25% off sale, which is fantastic because her wax is already very reasonably priced, plus taking 25% off. That was quite a hefty deal. So I did go in for it. I do have quite a bit of stuff here. I have my favorite scents from KAE'S that are just constant repurchases for me that I love so much. And then I also wanted to try some new stuff. She's brought out a lot of new oils, a lot of new blends to her site since I had last purchased. So I have a lot of new items here as well. This order, you guys, shipped so fast. So ordered it on Saturday and I got it on Wednesday. Granted, I live in Missouri and so does Carla. That's where KAE'S is located. We're a couple hours away from each other, but still in the same state. Definitely helps shipping time. And then I only got clamshells. I didn't do any customs. So theoretically, I guess if she had everything on stock, she didn't have to pour anything for me. But even so, incredibly fast. And I'm really grateful at just how fast this order got out to me. That was really amazing. And honestly, anytime I order from Carla, her stuff ships within a couple days. She is one of the sweetest vendors out there. I really enjoy her as a human, just as a person, and I'm very glad that I got to support her during this sale. So she sent quite a few samples as well. I kind of have those in the back here, so maybe I will do those at the end, and then we will go through the clamshells that I picked up. So first up, right in front of me, I have 2 clams of apple butter frosting. So a lot of the scents I got in 2 clams because I wanted to do them in my open concept. Felt like they were more open concept type scents. And her clams, I really need 2 of them to kind of do that space. So 1 for the kitchen, 1 for the living room area. So the thought is that I would melt both on the same day and do them in my open space. And then I do have a stack here that I just got a single clam of, but a lot of them I have 2. So apple butter frosting. This is her version of Scentsys, and you guys, this is spot on. This is so good. If you are an apple butter frosting fan, if that is one of your Scentsy heartbreaks, you have to try this bar. Baked apple, cinnamon, and vanilla buttercream. It is amazing. And even if you're like, well, I don't know about Scentsys apple butter frosting, but I like bakery, I like apple bakery scents, this is so good. It's sweet, you get that cinnamon, you get this like sugary note. She really nailed it with this dupe. So had to get more of apple butter frosting. Another one of my absolute favorites from hers is pumpkin peanut brittle. This is the Bath & Body Works type, and dare I say it's better than the Bath & Body Works candle. That's one of my favorite fall candles from them, and ever since I discovered Carla's wax in general, she does a lot of Bath & Body Works dupes, a lot of perfume dupes, things like that. Ever since I discovered the scent from her, I don't think I've purchased a candle from Bath & Body Works. That's how good her oil is that she's using. It is amazing. Caramel brittle, peanuts, and toasted pumpkin seeds. It's out of this world. You get that sweet, salty peanut. You get a little bit of a bakery kind of brittle note. So good. Good as a blender, good on its own. And I am so happy to have more of this for the fall. My KAE'S collection was really dwindling. I was down to only like 5 bars, 5 clamshells. So I'm glad to have stocked back up. Most of these are like fall winter scents. So I'm glad to have stocked back up for, this next holiday kind of season. And I've got a rip here. Hi, bud. We're just getting started, dude. Okay, a couple of Christmassy favorites right in front of me. Santa's Pajamas. This is Pine Cones, Snickerdoodle, and Autumn Flannel. I love her Autumn Flannel. I'll talk about that here in a minute. But the combination of the pine cone, the flannel, the snickerdoodle, And what I love about this is that you get all of those notes. You get this kind of sugary cinnamon snickerdoodle, you get the pine cones, but pine cones can sometimes overtake a blend, but this one is not overly pine cone-y. And the autumn flannel has this smoky quality to it. This is unbelievable. Somebody did this customer, oh, these are two different pours. This one says customer blend and this one says house blend, but it's a customer creation and I've been purchasing it for years. Love it around the holidays. Maybe since we're talking about autumn flannel, let's do that one real quick. I should not have bought this because after I placed my order, I looked at my spreadsheet and realized I had autumn flannel already. I should have been looking at my spreadsheet while I was doing my order, but it is what it is. I love this scent, so it's not a problem. So grabbed 2 of autumn flannel. And autumn flannel is vanilla, caramel, bay leaf, cashmere, leather, and smoky wood. I don't really get too much flannel anything in this. This is very warm, cozy, smoky, kind of earthy scent. It gives me bonfire in the fall type of feels. It would be a great blender, like in the Santa's pajamas. Look at the bottom of that, kind of just smoky looking. It would be a great blender, but also I just really love it on its own. So I think I've got 4 clamshells now because I didn't look at my spreadsheet, but that's okay. This is one that I know I will enjoy. And not just in the fall, it's a good winter kind of cozy scent as well. Another one of my favorite Christmassy ones that I have also purchased for years is peppermint pine cones. So this is peppermint candy, pine cones, and Twinkies. What I love about this one, similar to the Santa's pajamas, is that I feel like you get all of those notes. Look at that pretty color. You know, because sometimes peppermint can really overtake a blend, but I get Twinkies from this. When you warm this, you get that bakery Twinkies note, you get the peppermint, and you get the pine cones. So on cold, this smells kind of peppermint heavy, but I'm telling you, when you warm it, all of those notes come out. You get the subtle hints of the peppermint with that really earthy pine cone and that nice bakery Twinkie scent. Always a repurchase. Really, really love this one. And I'm glad she brought it to Clams because for a while you could only get it in the K-Cuts. And I don't know about you guys, and I don't know if this makes any sense at all, but I get far better performance with her Clams than I do her K-Cuts. There have been some K-Cuts that I've had amazing luck with, but the majority of them, I don't get the best performance, but with her clamshells, I really do. But I don't understand how that would be possible because they have to be the same oil ratio. I don't know, but in any case, I've kind of started avoiding her K-Cuts unless I just absolutely have to get it. One scent that I've had in K-Cuts that performs fantastic is Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds. I think you can get that in other options as well, but that one I have had in her K-Cuts, and that was a 10 out of 10. Okay, a couple of fall favorites here. This one is Haddonfield. So this one I first had to get because of the name. It's, you know, the Halloween Haddonfield, Michael Myers. Haddonfield is the town that that movie is set in. And so just the name alone, I was like, yeah, that sold me. And then once I got this and I warmed this, I just loved the scent. So it's one that I want to have for October. This is Sandalwood Vanilla, Pumpkin Souffle, and Fallen Leaves. It is so pretty. You get the fallen leaves. It's not the Bath & Body Works type. It's more of a, like an earthy leaves type. It kind of reminds me, if you're familiar with the type of leaves that Super Tarts uses, it's more earthy. It's not as spicy. Very similar in Haddonfield. And you get that nice kind of creamy pumpkin, a little bit of the sandalwood. This is an absolute stunner of a scent. And like I said, the name The name sold me. I think the last of the 2 clams that I have ever tried before and really enjoyed is Haunted House Season. Another customer creation that's just fantastic. This is fallen leaves, apples, cloves, and pumpkin pecan waffles. This is just kind of a spicier version of pumpkin pecan waffles. You definitely get that. It's very syrupy sweet, but you're getting the fallen leaves and you're getting hints of those spices. I get the fresh apple. It's perfect, and it's a perfect name for this scent. I think this one will be fantastic during Halloween. For the rest of the clamshells that I got 2 of, I don't believe I've ever tried any of these, or if I have, it's been a really long time. So I picked up 2 of Blue Christmas. This is a customer creation, and it sounded so good. I definitely went for a lot of Christmassy scents, as you'll see here in just a minute. Balsam Cedar, Blue Sugar, and Palo Santo. Really love Blue Sugar. I love Palo, and then Balsam Cedar. That sounded so good. And this is really pretty. I definitely get the Balsam Cedar. I'm really not getting much Blue Sugar from this, but maybe that's one of the notes that will kind of come out on warm. But definitely very Balsam Cedar strong. And honestly, even if it just smelled like balsam cedar, I would be okay with it. Seems like a really nice scent to melt around the holidays. So that will be going in my Christmas melting basket. Then I grabbed 2 just of the classic winter. This is the Bath & Body Works type. It's a very popular candle from them. I really enjoy this scent, so thought this would be good just to have for next winter season. Sparkling orange, blackberry, fir, vanilla, sugar, snow, and spice. This just is classic Christmas kind of in a way. You get the little bit of citrus, but you're also getting the spices. You get some of the tree. This is a beautiful scent. I remember when I was young smelling winter and thinking, who the heck would ever like that scent? It's way too spicy. It's way too this. I always used to think winter was too sharp of a scent. And obviously, as I've gotten older and I've matured and my scent preferences have changed, I love things like this now. This is a perfect holiday scent, great cozy, just winter fragrance. Honestly, it's been so long since I've smelled the winter candle. I can't compare it necessarily to the candle to say if it's a 100% dupe, but it's the Bath & Body Works type, and I feel like it's probably pretty darn close. So really happy with that. Then I grabbed 2 of Blue Spruce. I think this is just one of her single oils maybe, but I love the tree, clearly. This is spruce, moss, evergreen, eucalyptus, and cedar. This is gorgeous. This is so good. I really hope that I never stop liking tree fragrances because I'm in big trouble. I'm in big trouble if I ever stop liking tree fragrances. This is a very earthy tree. So pretty. Really happy to have that. Then just plain old Christmas tree. Could not be any more classic than that. This is pine needles, fir balsam, warm cedar, and bright citrus. And you guys look at what's inside the clam here. It's gonna fall because it's no longer connected, but there was a little Christmas tree piece. Is this wax? I guess this is wax. Like, should I melt this too? I don't know. This, when I smelled this yesterday when I opened the box, I literally went, like, it just is so, it's perfect. It is a Christmas tree. It's so nostalgic. It is just that very nice pine balsam Christmas tree. It is beautiful. I almost wish I would have gotten more of this because I'm just really into Christmas tree right now. I never used to be that into Christmassy scents, but I wish that Christmas would have lasted like 3 months because just the wax is perfect for me in this moment of my life. I'm just really into the tree, really into those earthy fragrances, the cozy fragrances, and yeah, this is perfect. I cannot wait to melt this next holiday season. And then the last set that I got 2 clamshells in, I saw this on Natalie's last haul and she showed it and I was like, holy cannoli, I need that immediately. And that is Pacific Woods. So I had to grab that. This is Mountain Air, Cedar, Fir, Sandalwood, and Spice. You guys, amazing. This is definitely a sharper tree scent. The cedar is a little bit sharp in here, or the fir. But you get this spice, you get this kind of creaminess. Whatever this Mountain Air is, it's something very fresh about this bar. This is like walking outside of a winter cabin on like a crisp day. And you have the trees and pine needles are falling and you have like this rush of cold air. This is beautiful. Really, really happy about this one. Thank you, Natalie, for picking this scent up and sharing it in your haul because I knew I had to have it. So that is all of the scents that I got 2 clamshells in. Then there were a couple scents that she had in these bars. I think she probably offered them in clamshells as well, but I saw them first in these bars, and so I went with them. So I grabbed 2 of Peanuts Pumpkin. And this is Pumpkin Peanut Brittle, Zucchini Bread, and Pumpkin Sugar Donut. So I've already talked about how much I like her Pumpkin Peanut Brittle. I thought this combination sounded so pretty. And it is. You really get the zucchini bread in this. And I don't have much zucchini bread in my collection anymore. Probably because I'm not buying the bakery like I used to. So the combination of, the Bath & Body Works Pumpkin Peanut Brittle and the zucchini bread. This is a great fall Thanksgiving bakery scent. So was happy to snag that. And then this one intrigued me. It's called Bed and Breakfast. I kind of, like, my first thought when I saw this was, is this similar to Breakfast in Bed from Scentsy? The notes are similar in nature, but they're not the same. And so I kind of bought it just out of curiosity's sake. It's not the same, but it is really pretty. So the notes are blackberry jam, pecan waffles, butter cookies, and funnel cakes. So this blackberry is much more of your very sweet blackberry. It reminds me a lot of the blackberry that's in a lot of Teddy B's things, the like Tiff's Favorite Bakery, or like Tiffany's blackberry jam butter cookie oil. That's really what this reminds me of. And so I bet it is. I mean, this has butter cookies in it, so it's very much blackberry jam butter cookie with maybe an extra hint of bakery from the pecan waffles or the funnel cake. So definitely not Breakfast in Bed from Scentsy, but I was curious, and it's definitely a scent that I will enjoy, a good blackberry bakery. Okay, so now we're down to the stack of clams that I just got 1 of. So a lot of these were scents that I thought either I'll do in my bedroom or they're scents that I've never tried before, and so just decided to get 1 of them only, and then I can always get more at a later date. One of them that I have tried, and I decided only to get 1, is her tea and cakes. I absolutely love her tea and cakes. I don't melt tea and cakes very much. I definitely have to be in the mood for that type of scent, but when I do melt it, Carla's is the one I want. It is so beautiful. This is white cake, orange, almond, and a hint of black tea. It's stunning. But the reason I decided only to get 1, I had 2 in my cart, and then I was trying to make some cuts to get below $100 if I could. And I decided to cut this one down to 1 clamshell because spring and summer, are already upon us here. And I thought, am I really going to melt 2 of these? in that amount of time? And my answer was probably not. So decided just to get one of them, but it's one of my favorite scents from her ever. If you like tea and cakes, or if you've never tried tea and cakes, definitely would try hers. And then the rest of them, I don't think I'd ever tried. So let's talk Natalie for a minute. I really looked to Natalie for recommendations from Carla, because Natalie, you know, keeps up with her Facebook more than I do. She orders more than I do. She has different combinations of scents that she tries. So I really look to her for recommendations. So one that she highly recommended that she melted recently is arugula. And this sounds up my alley as well, so I wanted to try it. Arugula, bergamot, basil, green leaf, lily, and lime. This is really pretty. This reminds me a little bit of a soap in some ways, but also it's very herbal. You get this arugula, this basil. It is very fresh. This would be great paired with dirt. It is a good kitchen scent, a good clean your house scent, paired with dirt, things like that. This would be stunning. So I'll probably melt this one in the kitchen. That seems like the perfect place for it. So if you like those kind of fresh, earthy fragrances, that one is really, really nice. And then this one, Seaside Bakery. So this is one that she had requested, and I think she maybe had talked about in a video or something, and then a lot of people were going to the site and ordering this or asking for it. I can't remember the details. And so Carla brought it as, you know, a customer creation to the site, and I never tried it, so I wanted to do that. This is zucchini bread, blue sugar, and wood sage and sea salt. Obviously, I'm very familiar with zucchini bread and blue sugar, but I had never heard of wood sage and sea salt. I think it's the Joe Malone type, but I'm not familiar with it as far as like scent profile. And this is really, really pretty. I'm getting a lot of the zucchini bread, and I'm getting a lot of the blue sugar. I can't say I'm getting a ton of the wood sage and sea salt, but like I said, I don't know exactly what I would be smelling if I smelled that. Maybe I should have gotten the wood sage and sea salt on its own. And maybe that will come out a little bit more as this cures longer and as it warms. But even if I just get the zucchini bread and the blue sugar, that is really, really pretty. And I love the name Seaside Bakery. So those two were definitely Natalie inspired. So then I saw this one on the site kind of at the last minute. I have been going through all of her scents, and that is Sleepy Seas. I had to try this one. Salty sea air, lavender, and marshmallow. Salty sea air is one of my favorite notes ever. I'm definitely more on a lavender kick lately because of summer, and so I thought the mix between them in the bedrooms would be perfect, and I loved the name of it as well. And this is gorgeous. This is a very salty lavender type of fragrance. The lavender is a little bit more herbal, not too herbal, but it's definitely not super sweet. A little bit more herbal. You get a lot of the salty sea air, and you're getting some of the marshmallow. Just kind of helps blend the notes together. I only got one clam of this because I thought I'll just use this in my bedroom, but really happy to have that one, and we'll see how that one does. This next one I only grabbed one of because I have a lot of this type of scent right now, but saw in the garden and I knew I had to have it, and I had to text Natalie and asked if she was getting it or if she'd ever had it, because this is totally up our alleys. This is vine ripe tomato, dirt, garden mint, and cucumber. Stop it right now. This scent, these types of scents, like, it's gonna get me choked up. They bring tears to my eyes because it's so nostalgic for me smelling these scents. I've been crying a lot on videos this year. I don't know what my problem is, so. But this scent is so nostalgic for me. When I smell fresh tomato in general, like tomatoes on the vine, I think of my grandma. My grandma was the biggest gardener I've ever known, and she used to have so many tomatoes out in her garden, and they had a swimming pool at their house. And so growing up, we would go to their house in the summer to swim. And I always would, like, we would swim, but then I would go sniff the tomato plants. I know that sounds crazy, but I love the way the tomato plants smell. There's something so earthy about it. And so when I smell things like this, it just takes me back there, and it makes me think of my grandma and just times as a kid of going over to their house and swimming and smelling those things. And so yeah, scents like this just get me choked up, because that scents can take you back to a certain place at time. So the anniversary of my grandmother's passing is coming up in April, and I don't know what day of the week it is, but maybe I'll melt this on that day just to think of her, or that weekend or something if I'm not going to be home, because this is one of those scents that I want to be home for. It's gorgeous. If you like earthy scents, if you like tomatoes on a vine, you should try in the garden. Sorry for the sob story, but it's real life. It is real life. Okay, and then the last 3 clamshells are all perfumey types. So I picked up a single in tobacco vanilla. This is the Tom Ford type. I've had this in many blends, but I don't think I'd ever had it on its own. So I kind of just wanted to smell it on its own to be able to place it in blends. This is spicy tobacco leaf and rich vanilla. Really pretty. You definitely get the tobacco, but it is very creamy. I'm not a huge tobacco person, but I do like this one a lot. Really nice. The vanilla really helps this for me, and I will definitely enjoy that in my bedroom. And then I got 2 of the Maison Margiela perfume types. So this first one is called Dark Rum and Smoky Cigars. So this is her Jazz Club type. Cuban cigars, rum drinks, warm and spicy. Look at that pretty purple color too. This is really pretty, and this smells familiar to me, like I've had it in a Teddy B scent or something. It really is warm and spicy. You get some of the cigar. I would definitely say there's probably some tobacco somewhere in this, even though it's not listed on the notes. Kind of masculine in nature, just a little bit. This is good for like a cozy evening at home reading a book, or a bedroom for sure. And then lastly is Whispers in the Library. This is the Maison Margiela type as well. So this is library books, old paper, cedar wood, and vanilla. And this is unbelievable. I love this so much. And it's making me want to get the perfume of it. But when I think about it hard enough, like, this is not a super body care fragrance to me, but I love this scent for the home. I love this old book scent. It's so hard to describe. It's very woodsy in nature, kind of antique-y smelling. This is gorgeous. I wish I would have gotten more of this and done this throughout the entire house. It is such a beautiful, earthy, kind of comforting scent. Really happy to have that. I think definitely one I will be getting more of at some point in the future. Okay, so that is everything I ordered, and then she gave me a buttload of samples here. So let's run through the samples really quick, and then we will be on our way. So this really big little coin in French toast. Little, is that a bee? Yeah, this is a syrupy, sweet French toast. Pretty on its own, pretty blender type scent. Dropping them through the woods. I'm pretty sure I've had this one before. Fraser Fir Sugar Cookie and Peppermint Stick. Yeah, this definitely is very peppermint stick heavy. I get some of the sugar cookie. A little bit of the tree. God, this one's good. I don't know why I didn't get that one. Maybe it didn't stand out to me when I warmed it the first time. Vanilla Valentine. So she had a whole Valentine sampler on her site, and I was debating getting it, but I was worried that maybe it would be a little bit light. This is a pretty vanilla. But again, it's a little bit of a light fragrance, so it's hard to tell. Yeah, I might have to warm this one, but from what I can smell, it's a nice creamy vanilla. Honey Apple Champagne. I mean, look how big these samples are. This one is very much to me like the Bath & Body Works type, like champagne apple and honey. Love this scent in particular for September. I really love apple in September. And this is, you know, your sweet honeyed apple. Very, very pretty if you like those sweet apple scents. Dune Grass. This is perfect because I will definitely blend this with some petrichor over the summer. This is your fresh dune grass. It's very earthy, very fresh and clean. Definitely one that you want to blend with a dirt or a rain or something like that. Yeah, definitely have to like the fresh and clean scents. Madagascar Vanilla. This is beautiful. See, this vanilla is definitely stronger than the Vanilla Valentine to me. This is so pretty. I'm definitely going to use that in my bedroom, I think. Fresh Snow. Not sure if that's just a single oil or if that's a blend. It's very peppermint heavy, very minty in general. I wonder if it's peppermint and vanilla. I have to look up the scent, but very minty. And then the last sample is definitely my favorite. It smells so freaking good, and that is the Red Sea. I texted this to Natalie in summer, like my mind had been blown. This sounded and smelled so good. Sea salt, eucalyptus, plum, dark musk, and cherry. This is very musky cherry perfume. I kind of wonder if it's almost like Tom Ford Lost Cherry type in a way. I think they would have said that, and it's a customer creation, but it's giving me that type of vibe. This is one of those cherry perfume scents, heavy on the musk. I'm really not getting any salt or eucalyptus. I'm getting the plum, the musk, the cherry. That's really, really pretty. So I'm gonna melt these two pieces in my bedroom one day. Then I'm home and I can just sit and bask in it. Okay, that is it. If we haven't been here long enough, that is my KAE'S 25% off sale haul. I'm sure Carla's not watching, but Carla, if you are, thank you so much for the sale, for all the samples, for your incredible shipping speed. I unpacked everything obviously, but this box was packed incredibly well, and I cannot wait to see your guys' hauls and see what you picked up. I really hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you very soon in my next one. Bye.